Game 2 of the series. Sib defending his throne against Jesulin, the challenger. Sib had a pretty impressive performance last game, winning with 488 victory points left on the board. We're going to see Sib making his attempt this game as U.S. forces against Jesulin's Oberkommando West. So I actually really like these series where we see Eastern Front armies in Game 1 and Western Front armies in Game 2. That's not really how the tournament is designed. I mean, they have a certain picking order and they declare in a certain order, but it's not like there's no enforcement or restrictions or anything where it's always like that. Although I think that might be a kind of a fun tournament format. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Manning One Mac. I really appreciate your donation, and I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I'm glad you think that it brings the community together. It's a very nice thing for you to say, and a very generous donation. I appreciate it. So Sib playing his U.S. forces this game against Jesulin's Oberkommando West. We're going to see Jesulin making movements generally here towards the right side, going with 3 Volksgrenadier opening, Sib going with 3 Riflemen opening, nothing too surprising there. Jesulin was not able to wire off this approach before getting caught. Those Riflemen will be able to destroy that barricade. Small arms fire. Squads of riflemen making their way up to the front lines. Grenadiers are available in green cover for that advance, though. Sib's going to have to take another approach if he doesn't want to get bled hard. He's going to rotate around, try and find a better angle of attack. Jesulin hovering in this general area with his SWS half-track for now. And that truck's just kind of repositioning around. Stern Pioneers looking for opportunities here. Yes, Sidolio, I'm not going to make you a mod just because you donated $5, but thank you for your donation. I do appreciate it, but I'm not going to make you a mod. Volksgrenadiers engaging here in the center against Riflemen. They do not currently have cover, but apparently the engagement's going better than I would expect it to for Volksgrenadiers. They actually dropped a model right there, but Jesulin notices the engagement in time. Will retreat that squad just to be safe. Volksgrenadiers are going to move, take control of strategic point over there, and again, Stern Pios have failed to wire off this approach, with Riflemen continuing to hover in the area and try and maintain control over that avenue of that angle of attack. It's going to squeeze through and start working the munitions now. Jesulin forced to retreat away from those Riflemen. He's going to go Mechanized Regiment Headquarters, throwing up Tier 3 this game instead of a Tier 2. And rear echelon troops are making their way over here towards the left side to work on the victory point and strategic point. Mechanized Regiment Headquarters completes, and Jesulin has chosen Luftwaffe ground forces. I've been seeing this commander a lot more recently. It gives you the MG34, which is of course nice. Fallschirmjägers seem like a nice utility to have if you're floating a lot of manpower and doing really well in early engagements, because they're expensive, but they're not really that cost effective, but it is nice to have that really high firepower medium range squad with their utility of the Panzerfaust as well. So interesting choice. I'm curious to see how he's going to use it. We do see one MG34 fielded right off the bat, and Jesulin is working mostly for victory points right now. He's got the center victory point, the right side victory point, holds this fuel pretty easily. That's pretty hard to lose that. And the main advantage of U.S. forces, which I was talking about earlier, by the way, is munitions control. You can already see Sib has great munitions control because of his strong rifleman presence. He's now got the M20 rolling onto the field to help him maintain that munitions point. It's going to be very hard for Jesulin to get any munitions coming in, and as a result, it's going to be hard for him to get that first Panzerschreck out. He's going to have a very difficult window where this M20 can just bully him hard. Thank you, Looney, for your generous $5 donation. Wow. You guys are so generous today. Don't think I see any mines anywhere on the field, so that M20 is not going to get caught by a mine. Even if it did, nothing to follow up. It would just take damaged engine, pull back for some repairs.
A capture point is being overrun.
But Jesulin's just going to spread out and work territory. That M20 is going to have to dart around trying to herd squads back into the base. We might see Raquette and Warfare. He may simply try and manage the threat of the M20 with this flak half-track, which is rolling onto the battlefield now. And Sib's got because he has such excellent munitions control, he's got 53 coming in, he's got 100 in the bank. He could throw down 2 M20 mines. He could think about whatever kind of upgrades he wants to get. He's got a little bit of extra manpower floating now. Look at these 2 fuel caches built, and still with a perfectly strong infantry core. His opponent had to spend 200 manpower on this structure, another 270 on this thing. So he has the exact same size infantry army. But Jesulin's got a nice, Sib's got a nice fuel income going now. 35 coming in. Great way to bolster your fuel income on this map, by the way, where it's almost impossible to take your opponent's fuel. Even last game where Sib was totally dominating, he really never held Jesulin's fuel. Jesulin's going to make a play for Sib's fuel here. The M20 is going to be hovering around the area. It can't do too much with that Panzerschreck right there, and the flak half-track screening it. So just make a tournament. Thank you for your $10 donation. If I make it, I mean, it does happen over the weekend sometimes. I've been taking Sundays off. So, I mean, well, I don't know. It's up to Hans if he wants to sign up. It's the same time every day. If he can sign up, he'll sign up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It's pretty much up. The ball's in his court. But thank you very much for your $10 donation. I appreciate it immensely.
Capture point is being overrun.
MG34 engaging riflemen over here in green cover. Lieutenant in cover here against these Volksgrenadiers. They're going to be forced to retreat. Sturm Pioneers here on the strategic point are, well, they're heavily wounded, so they're not going to be able to do all that much. Jesulin putting a lot of pressure on Sib right now. That flak half-track is proving pretty a difficult threat to manage. As a lieutenant here, it's always difficult to do anything about that. He does have airborne in his loadout. He might consider paradropping an AT gun once he has 4 command points, but that's just not going to be happening anytime soon. Jesulin cuts off all resource income over here on this side, sets up the MG34 backwards while he throws up, finally gets this thing constructed. Get that reinforced wire barricade going. It's really just a matter of time until the Sherman arrives with 2 fuel caches constructed, no real harassment of fuel. 26 fuel coming in, even cut off from the entire south. He had an even higher fuel income before that. 35 was coming in before he was cut off. So the Sherman's going to get here quite soon. That's obviously going to be very difficult for a flak half-track to survive against. Looks like that's not going to complete. Jesulin will probably be forced to retreat. Maybe not quite. MG34 forces a retreat from that rifle squad in the back. May simply set up in green cover here. A couple squads working on the back capping over here. Jesulin trying to set up another MG34 right here. We're going to see a lot of M16 anti-tank mines planted by that M20, by the way. Kind of a late retreat on that MG34. I think a squad just got wiped somewhere. I don't know what it was though. Rifleman sounded excited about something, but I don't know why. Oh no, they just blew up a reinforced wire barricade, and they were like, they said the same line that they say when they wipe a squad, which I think is funny. It's just barbed wire, you guys. You know, it's not that exciting. Black half-track sets up here. Will force a retreat. Oh, or a really quick wipe. He did not have a lot of time to react to that. That is a nice pickup for Jesulin right there. That hurts. Still, he needs to prepare. He really needs to prepare for that Sherman. I think he suspects a mine right there. There's nothing there though. No minesweeper from Jesulin yet. He's gonna want to get one of those with that M20 hovering around the battlefield. It's gonna be very important that he protect the investment of his flak half-track. Oh god. Oh, he's asking for it. Okay. Okay, disengaging. Made the right call. Get that minesweeper though, Jesulin. You do not want to hit that M6 anti-tank mine and lose flak half-track in the blink of an eye.
Target that infantry.
You don't know where there might be mines planted over here.
Keep the pressure up. Enemy infantry.
Bazooka trying to get in range. That's not going to happen. Rifleman moving on the right flank. Nade tossed by Folks Grenadiers, but Sib is monitoring the engagement. Will dodge it easily enough. Flak half-track trying to get in position to support and a lot of different infantry engagements. Has to pick his targets quite carefully here. All the riflemen maintaining their distance of a lot of different flanks. There's the minesweeper, by the way, from Jesulin. Nice. Nice choice. Fun fact, thank you Sherlock, and yes, I am happy to host this tournament series. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and thank you for your generous donation. That's very kind of you. Flak half-track sets up here in the middle and is engaging a bunch of infantry. The bazooka's trying to get in range. There it goes. Bazooka gets suppressed and the one bazooka shot misses. Fallschirmjäger have been fielded. Oh no! Another squad wipe for Jesulin! Those Fallschirmjäger at range just picked those guys off. Man. That's 2 squads wiped by Jesulin now, and the Sherman's on the field. That Sherman needs to turn the tide back in Sib's favor, and it looks like it's about to. Just caught that AA half-track so out of position. That thing's done. Abandoned. Oh no. Oh no. Rifleman may try and recover this. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Yep, he is going to recover it. He's already got Vet 1, and he should have popped smoke with the Vet 1 ability. Honestly, that wasn't worth it. He just lost another full rifle squad in his attempt to recover that. Nice play by Jesulin to wipe that last rifle squad. Almost no infantry remains for Sib now. Really hurting for manpower. He might be thinking about paratroopers, maybe some more riflemen. I don't know. If that Sherman goes down, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But Jesulin doesn't really currently have a tool with which to effectively take that Sherman out. Rakettenwerfer lands a shot on its rear armor. Smoke being deployed just to be safe. Fallschirmjäger hovering in the area to try and get... No, they're going to retreat. I thought they might go for a Panzerfaust. All infantry here forced to retreat when an MG34 gets stolen. Nice pickup by Sib to try and equalize the manpower game. Steal a team weapon will definitely go a long way in that regard. Ooh. He's going to salvage his flak half-track here, try and recover, try and bounce back a little bit. He's not triple capped, he's got plenty of time to manage the rest of this game. It looks like we're going to see him try and build his tier 4 structure here on the fuel, give himself a little more of a protective zone. Sib just spent a lot of manpower on a paratrooper squad right on top of some Sturmpyos though. Oh no! Grenade toss is not on target. That was a really nice play by Jesulin, catching that paratrooper squad coming down. Stern Pioneers force a retreat and get 3 model losses. And that paratrooper squad is completely forced off the field right off the bat. MG34 setting up here to fire on that major should he expose himself. Fallschirmjäger making their way back to the front line, and there are 2 Rakettenwerfers on the field with which to try and manage the threat of the Sherman. With 1 squad of Fallschirmjäger on the field, he has access to the Panzerfaust if he can get it in range. M20 is still alive, it's still a serious problem. Mine does not get planted there on the right side, he has to retreat. And he's not triple capped, but he is double capped. Center point has been has been decapped there by Sib. Jesulin trying to get it back under his control. Fallschirmjäger over here on the right side. I don't know even what they're doing. They're just going to take a ton of manpower bleed here. Has to Has to move them to a better position. That's not going to happen. Kettenwerfers are moving up. Sherman needs some repairs. Hasn't gotten out yet, though. Stolen MG-34 making its way to the front line. And we're going to see Thompsons. Interesting choice. On this map, there's so many long-range engagements, so you have to be very careful with the Thompson upgrade. Maybe thinking of just working the flanks with the paratroopers. You have a shorter range engagements over here on the right side, especially around these hedges and stuff, so if he works the flanks with that paratrooper squad, he might be able to get a lot of good work done over there. If he tries to just charge headfirst down the center, may not have that much success. It's also a cheaper upgrade, too, if he wants to save up for grenades, 50 cal upgrades for Shermans, and a P-47 rocket strafe, so something to keep in mind. He's also dropped quite a decent amount of munitions on M6 anti-tank mines, which he's still planting, by the way. He's just covering the battlefield in those things. Sherman taking shots from this direction for Kettenwerf for protecting. Doesn't want to get too aggressive. Still hasn't built anything right here, by the way. SWS has been hovering in the area for a long time, but hasn't done anything. The stolen MG-34 is going to suppress this clump of infantry. That's not going to be good. Thompson's... Oh, that Fallschirmjäger squad just took a huge hit and got wiped. Kettenwerfer also gets wiped. MG-34 gets wiped. Fallschirm, these Volksgrenadiers right here, I think, may also get wiped by this push. No, Volksgrenadiers get away by a hair, but there goes the Raketenwerfer right there. If these Volksgrenadiers don't find a way to trade, I think we might be looking at the game. There it is. Jesulin gets shut down hard by that double Sherman push. Flawless execution there by Sib. And that's GG.